What?
What?
What the hell is this?
Harumph. I didn't get a harumph out of that guy.
Give the governor harumph.
Harumph!
You watch your ass.
I see you shiver with anticipation.
Let the show begin.
Hey everybody, this is David Heretic coming at you with another edition of Reactions, Reviews, and Rants. And tonight... Oh man. Oh boy. Okay, well, look, we'll give it a shot. We're coming back to Captain Beefheart. Yes, indeed. Captain Beefheart Fans FEELIN YOU. Come on now. Here we go.
No! God, please, no! No! No!
Before we go any further, for those of you who are feeling inclined to doing all the clicks and the likes and the bibbidi-boobidi bop, do me a favor, before you do all that stuff, please watch the whole video first, okay? Give me a chance to actually earn those clicks and likes. Now, after the video's done, if you still feel like doing all those clicks and likes, then by all means, feel free to click away. This comes as a request from Sid79DD, and Sid79DD wants to see me react to this. It is Captain Beefheart with a song called Electricity.
I got a bad feeling about this.
Now, have I heard the song before? I very highly doubt it. I don't think I've heard this. It does not resonate with me in any way, shape, or form. However, there's always a possibility that I may have heard the song in passing and I just don't realize it. So as always, if I start listening to the song and I suddenly go, wait a second, I recognize this song, I'll let you know.
That's the truth.
You know me, I'm gonna be honest with you guys. The reason I'm laughing is Captain Beefheart. He and I have a past, man. I've done one reaction to Captain Beefheart on the channel. It did not go well. It really didn't. I received a lot of flack for it, but at the same time, I also had a lot of support for what I had to say, so kind of a wash. It's only been the one song, and you know, I like to think that I can keep an open mind, and I have kind of like a 3 strikes rule. If there's 3 songs in a row that I'm just not a fan of, okay, then fine, I won't do any more reactions to them, but I've only done the one, so I am going to go into this. I am going to keep an open mind. I'm going to give it an honest-to-God shot, and we're going to wait and see what happens. Let's see. This was posted by Alex M. Okay, and the video has 644,000 views. It'll get you there. Other than that, there's really nothing else left to say. Link to the original video will be down below in the video description for your viewing pleasure at your leisure. Let's get started. What do you say? Are you ready? Are you ready? Because here we go. All right, here we go. Captain Beefheart, Electricity. Oh boy. All right, open mind. We're gonna give this an honest-to-God shot. We really are. So let's keep the mind open and let's see what happens. All right, let's do this.
All right, boy, let's do this.
Singing through you to me, thunderbolts caught easily, shouts the truth peacefully.
Oh, there we go.
To bring the light to those who need to hide their shadow deep.
theremin.
Across places to free, seeking
I will say, compared to my first reaction, what was the name of the song? If I'm not mistaken, it has something to do, I don't know if the song had anything to do with it, but if I remember correctly, the title had something to do with the Smithsonian Institute. Smithsonian Institute something. Okay. Comparing this song to that song, I will say there's a definite difference. This song sounds, to me, far more enjoyable than that other song. The groove in the drums and the groove in the bass, they're solid. They're absolutely solid. It's straight ahead, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and with the accents on the 2 and the 4, no problem there. The guitar playing, very nice accompaniment. Changing up from accompanying vocals to accompanying the rhythm section, it switches up gears, so it's getting some variance, which is nice. The theremin usage, I get it. And the thing is, it's not a distraction. It's not like it's coming in and being annoying. You know what I mean? It's accompanying what's happening within the rhythm section and within the guitar work, but it's not taking the lead. It's not taking over, and it's definitely not, stealing the show and stealing the spotlight away from everything else. Musically, I really got no problem with this. Believe it or not, I'm a little shocked. It sounds good. The only thing I'm not really wild about are the vocals. The vocals that are panned hard left, a little more melodic and singing style, I like that. The vocal line that's really super nasally and it is coming through on both ears, coming through on both channels. It sounds to me like they're trying their best and they're trying their hardest to be as nasally as possible to the point where it's annoying. You know what I mean? And now, is that what their intent is? Honestly, more than likely, I'm going to say, yeah, that's their intent. They are trying their darndest to be as annoying as possible with that overly done nasal tone. So mission accomplished. I mean, it's definitely, they definitely succeeded. Why? I don't know. I honestly don't know why that part. That's the one thing about the song I'm really not thrilled about is the vocals. Everything else is solid. Much better than that other song I heard from these guys. Let's keep going here.
See,
that vocal line I like. Oh, nice unison line there. Oh, not a fan of that vocal. Nope. That theremin at the end. I get it. I understand. I think I see where they were going with that. So and it wasn't overly done. It wasn't like that went on for 30 seconds. You know what I mean? It was quick little 10-second thing, in, out, bing, bop, boop. So it's all good. gotta say, I'm very pleasantly surprised. Very pleasantly surprised. Let me get my thoughts together. I'll see you in the review, and we'll talk about it. Well, there you go, folks. That was Captain Beefheart with Electricity. This was a request from Sid79DD. Okay, I'm not gonna lie, folks. Look, when I saw the name Captain Beefheart pop up on my list, that I was filming that next, and I was like, oh, brother. Just going off my past experience with Captain Beefheart, I'm not going to say I was filled with a sense of dread or, or trepidation.
Yeah, right.
I did feel a little anxiety, if I'm being honest. It was like, oh man, what am I going to do? I mean, I got to do it. I mean, there's no question about it. I have to do it. But at the same time, I was like, I don't know how this is going to go. And that's just because of my past experience with them. My first experience with them, I looked up the song. It was, oh God, I just looked it up. Smithsonian Institute Blues. Yeah, my first exposure to them wasn't the best, if I'm being honest with you. So of course I was feeling a little anxious, and I was like, a little bit of dread. I'm not gonna lie. I told myself, and I forced myself to have an open mind going into this, and I told myself I was going to give this an honest to God chance. I wasn't going to go in there with a closed mind and be like, oh, I'm going to hate this, and I'm not going to like it. And no, I went in with an open mind, and I listened to it, and I gave it a chance. And I gotta say, folks, I'm glad I did, because this is not at all what I was expecting. On a scale of 1 to 10, believe it or not, I'm going to give that a 6.7. Yep, 6.7. I feel good about that score. Let me tell you why.
Why?
The biggest thing I think I can take away from this song, more than anything else, is, okay, was it experimental? Sort of. Kind of. There were some definite experimental elements in there. The shifting, the panning of the vocals, hard left, hard right, sweeping from left to right, and then sweeping from right to left back again. Yeah, it was kind of experimental for sure. The use of the theremin, definitely experimental for sure. The vocal styles, definitely experimental for sure. But here's the thing. It wasn't being, and this is my biggest gripe about a lot of experimental groups. A lot of experimental groups dive into the experimental realm just for the sake of being experimental, putting everything else secondary, putting chordal progression secondary, putting melodic lines secondary, putting feel and groove secondary, making everything else take a back seat so they can be as experimental as possible. I can't stand bands like that. I really can't, because at that point you're all kind of missing the point of music. There needs to be some melody, there needs to be some harmony, there needs to be a groove at the very least. But if all you gotta do is sit there and bang on random pots and pans, no tempo established, no groove established, no melodic lines, no counter melodic lines, no harmonies, no chordal patterns, no chordal structure, then what in the world are you doing? You're just making noise. And I know a lot of people are going to say, well, that's just how they interpret music. Okay, fine. Then they can interpret music over there. Please, way over there. As far possible as you can over there. I don't want to hear it. I just really don't. That was not the case here. They were not being experimental just for the sake of being experimental. As a matter of fact, they had a pretty nice groove going on happening between the bass and the drums. Really, the foundation of this song was what was happening between the bass and the drums. The guitar coming in and backing up what was needed. Sometimes the guitar backed up what was happening vocally. Sometimes the guitar was happening back here with the rhythm section. It was supporting what was happening in the rhythm section. It was kind of a jack of all trades. It went where it was needed. I can appreciate that. I absolutely can. And it was done very well. Vocally, probably my biggest gripe, and at the same time, also one of my biggest compliments for the song. The nasal tone voice. Couldn't stand it. Couldn't stand it. Listen. This goes back to experimentation. Why were they doing it? For the sake of being experimental? Just for the sake of being experimental? Or did they feel that is what the song needed? I don't know. I could have done without it, personally. But at the same time, it was well done. They wanted to get an annoying nasal tone vocal going on. They did it. And they did it well, and they succeeded in their mission. Congratulations. I'm not a fan, but they pulled it off. They really did. The other vocals that were happening especially in the chorus, very fitting, and very fitting with the groove more than anything else. I can absolutely appreciate that, and I actually, believe it or not, I liked it. I liked what was happening in the vocals, even with the panning. Still made sense. I had to check. When I heard the vocals first kick in, it was all hard left, and I'm like, is my in-ears all the way plugged in? Are my IEM shorting out on me? No, that wasn't the case, because then I heard the nasal tone vocal come in both ears. I was like, oh, thank God nothing's wrong with my in-ears. No, look, it's a pretty good song. I can't believe I'm saying that, but it is a pretty good song. I thought it was really nice contrast to what I heard before. Not at all what I was expecting, and they did a pretty good job. So yeah, man, 6.7. Believe me, I never saw that score coming from a mile away. But yeah, 6.7. I feel good with that score. It is a pretty good score. I know it's not great. I know it's not impressive. I know it's not amazing, but it's not bad. Believe it or not, it's pretty good, and that's why I'm giving it the pretty good score of 6.7. So, 6.7. Final score, I have spoken. Well, that's going to do it for this edition of Reactions, Reviews, and Rants. Hope you all enjoyed the show. Hopefully I was able to entertain you. If I was able to put a smile on your face and brighten your day, then I did my job, and I'm so glad I could do it. If you guys feel like joining the fan base, go ahead and click on that button down there. If you guys want to like the video, go ahead and like the video. If you guys want to ring the bell, go ahead and ring the bell. It honestly doesn't make any difference at all to me, but if you guys feel like doing these things, well then by all means, feel free to do so. Well, that's going to do it for tonight, folks. Thank you very much for watching, and as always, this is David Heretic signing off, reminding you to stay fabulous and support each other. Later. Peace.